Yep.
That's an 502 Earl Street, Weston. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to see the police department building moving forward. We like how we're able to engage common sense and cooperation with the neighboring property owners, which is the Village West, to work with the placement of the building on the site. I would encourage the design to be modified to remove the bulbs in the parking lot shape to prevent unnecessary additional time for snow removal and guaranteed damage of the curbing. Speaking of curbing, special attention should be given to the design of it. I have yet to witness a public project constructed with snow removal and longevity of infrastructure in mind. I would love to see this be modeled for others to follow and use multiple or flat curb where applicable. Make the sidewalk areas even with the asphalt. Remove unnecessary weird shapes, etc. I would gladly assist the planning team in doing so. Finally, I would like to make mention yet again of my disapproval of the Village of Weston continuing their retaliatory actions against Jamie Wyland by keeping her off this board. The only reason she was removed was because she did not support Mark Maloney in his campaign for Village of Weston president. It is sad that this childish and inappropriate behavior continues to happen, and there has been no action to correct mistakes made by the Village of Weston. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
I wanted responses on here
There-
and they're not on here.
It's only announcements and
Yep,
statements.
but I'm just gonna inform Jim that she's on the board next month. So she accepted the position to come back on the oversight. Steve was only temporary. So just so you know.
Anybody else that would like to speak?
Yep.
Anybody online?
Seeing none. Move on to agenda item number 3, minutes of previous meeting, oversight board meeting minutes of May 22nd, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Agenda item number 4, budget to add actual. Melanie?
Not too different because again, this is kind of our lull month to get in a good rotation here. There's likely one more payroll added since you saw the last one. Otherwise, we did just get audit drafts back today. I quick reviewed them. Ryan's got to look them over. But by the next budget to actual, then I should have the payroll journal entries reversed. So that should look a little bit different. And then we're going to update you because that'll include the K9 fundraiser from June, stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit more next month.
Any questions for Melanie?
Information only.
Right, information only.
Yep.
Agenda item number 5, discussion of possible action regarding EAG interpreters and Rothschild area municipal court agreement. Ryan?
Yeah, so what this is, again, it's our municipal court agreement for the Rothschild Area Municipal Court. There is no retainer for this type of a contract. Rather, what this is it's an as-needed basis. EAG has been doing the interpreter work for the Rothschild Municipal Court for quite some time, several years, and it seems to be working very well. Nothing has really ever been formally put into writing, so this is why we're just kind of cleaning it up a bit and making it more official. But again, there's no upfront cost. There's no every year it's going to cost X, Y, and Z. It's an as-needed basis.
Do we budget it out?
There is.
There is now, or did we?
We do. Heather pulls it out of.
It won't be in here. No, it'll be in ours.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we do. It's not the reason why it's a weird answer because this gentleman has not billed us really ever. So, but there is an interpreter line that we do.
Okay.
So he never used them or
No, we
We have, but he hasn't.
he
billed us.
doesn't bill you?
I
Like
think
a volunteer?
kind of. He's just
Is that
been a
in
really.
Spanish? Is he a Spanish?
I believe so. I can't say for certain, but
Yes,
okay.
yeah, and he's an interpreter of Switz. Switz is who we use through Marathon County, and
Okay.
they just wanted a contract because sometimes during court, they need somebody here, an interpreter, and he wasn't really charging, and we didn't have an agreement, so that's pretty much what that is.
We have a Southeast Asian interpreter too.
We haven't had
Okay.
a request for anything for it, but we've had a lot of requests for him.
Okay.
That's the reason why, until we run into those issues, we can still call Switz because we do have people on call that we can call. It was just to have a contract with him because he's kind of freelancing away from Switz a little bit is what it is.
Do you think he's getting paid from Marathon County? To work anywhere in the county?
He does at the time. So if an officer's on the road,
Oh,
they have somebody that they can't communicate with because of a language barrier, they can call Marathon County and they get somebody from Switz and he's in their rotation. But there is somebody from all different languages that we can use.
Okay.
Or fellow officers, depending on who can speak different languages. But because of the court, we need somebody on call, or Heather does, to communicate for trials or stuff like that. So then he would just come here and it's built separately.
Mhm.
But we have a general contract with Switz that we're entered in with Marathon County, and if I've never seen a charge on it ever. So.
Well, I think I know who he is because he usually tell me he used it. He was playing soccer also.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but is there a Hmong interpreter also? You have Hmong personals?
Through Switz we do, yeah.
Swiss?
And if we needed somebody for a trial, we'd have to accommodate that. But so far, we haven't had any requests for that, so, yeah.
The EAG, this gentleman did review this already and he agrees to it. So, but I want to make it official through here first.
I move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Agenda item number 6, discussion and possible action regarding civil engineer design for police building. Chief?
On Monday, we had a meeting with Bolt. Jamie was on there, Ryan was on there, Bolt, HTG, and so was Freeland. And when they did the civil engineer, we ran into a problem of a 34-foot elevation problem on the west side of the property because of the ponds. So going through this whole thing, they moved the building back and are requesting, or it came up that we'd be better off taking this roadway out from this west side and putting it on the east side. Then in addition to that, they said, because we're getting rid of this, we wouldn't have an entrance. We'd have to come in on the north side of the garage and exit, because they found out that the pipeline's only 36 inches underneath the surface. And because of the grade and how the building is laying on there, if they push the building down in the ground, we run into problems with that pipeline. So there was a couple different designs on the garage, and this is one that we feel would work for us. So if you look at the initial one in your packet, when we were talking after the meeting, we widened the garage 10 more feet in the center. And that way, when you turn to come in, it gives us a little bit more room. The other part of it is, on bad winter days, we could stack cars in here to get them out for plowing purposes and de-ice them and stuff like that. The patrol cars that are being used are on the road or parked outside. So we're to the final stage with Breland, and that was the big issue. If we leave everything the way it is, retaining walls, barriers so that you don't run off the edge, and then coming out of here, just continue to go down to the road, and they were worried about the grade coming out onto community center.
Does the fire department agree not to have a road all around the perimeter of the building?
I guess we didn't ask on that initially. We only had a road on the west side. We didn't have anything on the east side. Now it'll be on the east side and not on the west side.
Usually they like to have a access all around.
Yeah.
They waive it too here and there, but
If we do that, we might be in a cost trouble because of that elevation that they explained in there. And they actually took the building with like getting rid of that driveway and brought it back to the west a little bit to get away from that pipeline that's in there. And I didn't realize that they're only 36 inches under the ground. I thought they were a lot deeper than that.
Typical, 36?
I don't know, let's put it in the 60s,
Does not sound
even
good.
before that.
Yeah. And
High pressure gas line at 36.
we need to let the fire department be aware, you know, of it and then, you know, just so there's no surprises later, you know, with how it's gonna get built, you know, so. I mean,
Access to the back. I mean, that road will still go all the way.
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah, so they would have.
it should be fine. I know, but I would just let them know.
It's
Just,
just not 360.
it's pretty normal on a building, especially a public building that the fire department's involved, so.
One of the things that we looked at is similar to like a fire department building where you have a couple garage doors and drive in. I think the drive-through is still a better solution when we looked at the other ones, and we're trying to get as many cars in there as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
So does he show the pipeline on this map?
This, yes.
Yeah.
Dashed.
This one,
Yeah, not
this one,
this.
in the packet, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to see on this printout. It's easier to see up on the screen. The dash line, that's there.
Oh, okay.
So that driveway that you see, just go up a little bit, Ryan, on your, that driveway is over the top of the pipeline right there. The parking lot is over the top of the pipeline, but we can't dig the pipeline down because we're getting a shorter distance in depth, get closer and closer to it. We didn't know that when, and who would suspect that if it was 6 feet, we'd be in a different situation because we'd have a chance to dig down and get 3 feet of grade change, but we can't.
Well, the weight that we are putting on it would be acceptable, I would think.
Pavement, yeah.
Payment, right. Well, that and the vehicle, you know, so, I mean, we're not gonna be driving semis and,
Yeah, they don't have a complaint about that. It's just the fact that get that building to lay down a little bit more on that corner on the
Yeah.
east side. We just don't have the room to do that
Mhm.
in there.
Yeah, the deed restriction didn't have any hindrances for parking lots or
okay.
driveways, but you just can't put an actual structure on it.
Still, I would say inform the public service, where is that pipeline located? Because they're the owner of it.
I think ETC is the owner of that line.
Yeah, it's not,
Is it?
I don't believe it's
It's
W, I
not public service?
don't believe so.
I've lived here my whole life and I never knew that that was only 36 inches under. So you think like some of the farm fields that I'm on some of those and they plow those farm fields and you're 18 inches, well, you're halfway to that pipe already and it doesn't say a warning on any of that stuff that you're there.
Line was, supposed to be on the lot line? As close as that is? I mean, it almost looks like it was intended to be on the lot line, but
Well,
they missed it, you know?
they have that 75 foot that you can't disturb the dirt within that area. And so that's part of it is we got to stay outside that threshold on it.
Okay.
So the easement is 75 feet?
Yeah.
We tried to make contact with them several times too, and they have not replied.
But I think that's something the whole municipality should know, at least the government side of it, and that it's only 36 inches under because someone buys a piece of property and they think, it's 6 feet under and Digger's Hotline marked it and I'm gonna put some trees in here and lo and behold, like I said, I never knew that.
6 feet just apply to the sewer and water. The rest of them, those public service doesn't put it more than 36 inches. With wire and everything else they got under.
This is a high pressure gas line. It's
Right.
not like it's just a water line. I don't,
You
that was shocking to me to know that.
Mhm.
So, but a couple other things that happened with that though, if you zoom out on that a little bit, Ryan. It took the parking lot and pushed it back off the road. So what it did is it made a little bit different parking lot for us. Before it was long and it squared it up a little bit more, but there's more road frontage in front of it with green space. They were a little concerned about the elevation on this driveway, so they're gonna put a little jog in there so it's not as steep. And I think I can't read the numbers here, 1235 up to 1249, I think.
Yeah.
So you're talking roughly 13 feet of elevation from the road. The building's gonna set up really nice where it's at. But that driveway could be a little bit steep during certain times of the year. It also gave us some water retention in here that they were talking to Michael about. They'd run it underneath that road to get it into the ponds. So. Is it all perfect? It never is, but we gotta have something that we can live with, and we gotta continue to go forward with the building, and we have this site, and it's a good site. It just has a couple challenges that came up on here. However, it does save riprap and excavation and asphalt and some of the other stuff. So
Good.
it was interesting to learn some of that stuff, so. But other than that, I think what we got out of the meeting is they're pretty much done with their civil part of it once this is completed. Jamie?
And the architect will revise.
Correct. And they're on top of it already because we already have a plan back on the change a little bit in the building there. So.
And still 18 spaces, so that's good.
Yeah, the thing I didn't want to happen is just super tight. You get some of these longer vehicles and try to make it in there. And like I said, we should be able to double stack them in here on bad weather days, add to it to get most of the fleet in there. So that does accomplish some of that. Unless anybody has other ideas on it.
Good, thank you, chief. Moving on, agenda item number 17.
Are you looking for action on that or no?
I
Discussion only.
think it's discussion at this point until it gets to the end. You know, it doesn't seem like anyone has concerns with.
Right.
And we did at first, but I think we worked through it.
Good. Agenda item number 7, discussion and possible action regarding flock camera contract.
Nick is gonna take this one. This started in the prior agency.
Yep, so at the end or towards the end of Everest Metro got 4 flock cameras, which weren't all installed until last year. The bill was $12,000 annually for 4 cameras, so it's $3,000 a camera. One of the things that came up, which Flock made us aware of last year, and then I just spoke with them this week because in February our contract needs to be renewed, is that Flock has a requirement of how many cameras you have based on your agency size. So it's not population, it's how many sworn officers you have. Because we're a larger agency than what Everest Metro was, 4 cameras no longer fits. We have to have 6 cameras. If we don't go up to 6, we lose access to cameras in the entire state, including City of Wausau and Marathon County Sheriff's Office cameras. So then we can only see what our 4 cameras here are for $12,000. So in order to continue using Flock as we're using it and have all the benefits of Flock, we have to add 2 cameras at $3,000 a camera. So the increase would be from $12,000 to $18,000 a year. They have a 3-year contract, they have a 5-year contract, and we can go beyond that. There really is no financial benefit to going with a longer contract other than they may not increase rates. They do have some cost savings if you go 5-year contract or bigger or longer, but the benefits are if we purchase additional things like speed trailers, license plate readers, not really directly related to Flock cameras. So what's in the packet here? The initial thing is actually Everest Metro's initial contract. This is what would be renewed is 4 cameras at $12,000, or we can do 6 cameras at $18,000. However, they split it, trying to do us a favor because they cannot install cameras on poles over winter. So what they said is we could renew 4 cameras at $12,000 with the agreement that we would add 2 cameras as soon as the snow melts, and then we'd be charged the $18,000 prorated as of that time, and then $18,000 forward.
So if I could, so the 2 extra cameras would be charged like sometime in the second quarter of 6.
Yes.
Okay.
So second quarter or
Penalty phase, if we don't, we would just see local versus everything else.
yes.
Would they only share? I mean, but they still use our stuff to share state.
They would use our stuff, but we would use that.
Fee. what's our out? Do we actually have an out?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there is an out, and just as long as we're aware of it, if we have to give a 90-day notice or something like that.
And renewal at the end of the year. So if we don't renew this, we would be out January 1.
Right. And then
Okay.
is there any kind of a clause on, we do a 5-year contract, but something happens, act of God, they can raise our price? Is there anything like that? So if we did a 5, it's a solid contract that it can't move?
Two things that would help us with that is, one, if there's a cost increase, or two, if they say, now you don't have enough cameras, now you got to add 2 more. At least we would have a time frame of 5 years before that would happen.
It might not. The
Not?
5-year might be in play, but then we add 4 more officers, we have to add another camera. I would check that out. Because we might have a 5-year at 18,000, but if we have 5 or 6 more officers, they might make us,
My understanding it was the size of the community is what it was.
you just said officer.
I thought it was the size of officer. So Everest Metro had 30 and under. We are up to 40 right now. And I can get the exact number. I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah, we'll find out. Well,
It was
is going to be much smaller unless we add another group. But I mean, officers, I could see that increasing more so than community, unless we added another community in, Interesting. So if it is community, it would only be Rothschild and Weston, or would it also be the town and the city of Schofield?
My understanding is the jurisdiction.
That's way different. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we don't have to figure this out right. Well, you want an answer though.
So when does this have to be signed?
February.
Oh, so can we do this? Can we pull it to next month? While you get some more data? Yeah. So the questions that we have is community size or officer size. And then if it is community size, are they taking our contracts also? So that's a couple different things. We know we have an out clause. What was the other thing? And how can they add more cameras? By officers or community size? Yeah. So inside a 5-year contract, can they actually do that inside a 5-year? Because right now, aren't we enjoying the MPD 3? And yet so they're saying when it's over, then we have to add 2 because we now have increased.
The contract Everest Metro had, we inherited. It was changed. We did an amendment agreement, so the name was changed to Mountain Bay, but that expires February. So it's like February 22nd. We have
26
of 26. We have time to renew, or we lose what we have. And majority of flock, we use it. It's not something we use every day for every case, but it has solved some bigger cases that we have. Generally, it's not solved by us looking at our cameras. It's the network, like the burglar we had in the town was actually a county camera that found the vehicle, but we wouldn't have had access.
We got to use it because we're in flock.
Correct.
Okay.
Their main page says the number of cameras varies by the community.
Oh, okay. So it would definitely be then the community, whether it be ownership or contract. It's whoever we serve, I would think. So, and then just one more out, I don't mean to elongate the meeting, but so there's a flock by Camp Phillips and Schofield Avenue, right?
Yes.
I thought it was by Tyne and Cellar, but is it really the one by the mobile station up in the air? It just has a black.
Oh,
No,
it's right by Tyne and Sullivan.
It is right by Tyne and Cellar. So what is that thing that goes straight up with just a black?
The broadbands.
Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is they're putting one up, and I stopped and asked them, so what are you guys putting up? They said broadband.
Okay. So Tyne and Cellar has a flock,
Yeah.
which,
We have
Well, it's in
one,
front of that marketplace. I don't know that it's directly in front of Tyne and Cellar. I would say it's more in front of Cadoma.
it's closer to Duncan, but
Yeah.
it's right there.
okay.
It's right on that piece of property.
And it's grabbing northwest, east, west, everything, probably?
Westbound traffic.
Yep, they get traffic one way.
Okay.
With the thought when they come into town, they're gonna go past that and they grab it. There's one
You
down,
can grab the intersection too, right?
no,
No?
just gets them as they pass the camera.
Oh, wow.
There's one down by Cedar Creek coming northbound into Rothschild.
Yep, there's one by Walgreens, going eastbound, and then there's one on Camp Phillips, just north of 29.
We don't want that out. You know, I mean, you don't want that on a piece of paper. You know,
No, but you come in on 29 or 51, there's.
on Camp Phillip.
See it?
Yeah.
You see one going out of town on 29 and
Okay.
once you start seeing them on a pedestal, you
know
learn
what they-
really fast. Oh, I just passed a flock.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in Rib Mountain, they're,
Highway, yep. Okay,
Buster's got 18 of them, I think.
all right.
This $150 for professional services, it says for existing infrastructure. So do we pay that 150?
No, that was part of when Everest Metro was first getting set up. That was part of setup costs and installs. So what the gentleman said when I spoke with him, and I apologize, I didn't mean to speak about agency size and whatnot, but what he told me is if we install them on a DOT pole or a government pole, we don't have to pay an installation fee. If we don't, then there could be a fee for installation. So he said, if you install two more, is the thought to put them on DOT poles? And I said, yes, government or DOT, because then we save money. It should be fine.
Yearly or one time? One time? Okay.
Then it's just really the 3,000 a camera every year.
I have to have 6 of them. Or else.
You have to have 6 or you don't get access, which is,
You got a huge area for 6. So if Wausau's got 18.
It's just a cost,
Yeah, I know.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
It's a heck
This
of
is-
a school.
this is one of the items that wasn't budgeted for when we brought the two departments together. It was an add-on that just got thrown into the budget. So the non-dog strays for everybody, Schofield, the town, was not part of the contract. It just got thrown on and comes out of the budget. So just so people are aware, there's other things that get thrown in our budget that we take on that aren't necessarily or weren't budgeted for at the time. So.
but this can be budgeted for because it won't be till next year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, just so everybody's aware of that, you know.
Good, we're bringing this back for the next meeting, correct?
Right?
We'll shore up the contract.
Yeah,
Okay.
so discussion.
Okay.
over.
Very good. Agenda item number 8,
Do
set.
we want a motion to bring back to the next board meeting? That's okay.
So moved.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Set date and time for the next meeting. That would be July, 17th
Yes,
at 3:15.
that is what would be the next.
Until I win.
17th,
Thursday,
Thursday.
July 17th.
When's our next board meeting?
21st,
Okay,
a little later in July.
we go 1 week afterwards for this meeting? Because then I'll have a new person seated.
Okay with that?
That would be then a week later would be the 24th.
Let's do that. If everybody's okay with that. Same
Yep.
time, 3:15 on Thursday?
Mhm.
Okay, sounds good.
That's July 17, right?
No, July.
July
24th now.
24.
I move it 1 month, 1 week past.
Oh,
You'll do a meeting invite, won't you, to accept the calendars?
No, she
I
doesn't.
can do
Thursday,
that.
I'd be.
Yeah,
around
could you?
that.
Well, I usually.
I would like it if you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Okay,
And then, so we're looking at agenda items too. So, about talking about agenda items.
Sure.
Do we need to have remarks? I'd like to have remarks added to the bottom of this for the committee members or the oversight board. There's no spot for us to talk unless we're inserting something. Okay. You'll do it?
Well, that opens it for possible discussion, which you don't want to.
No.
Violation of.
Remarks is only remarks. There's no discussion at remarks. There's not supposed to be any discussion at remarks, it's just a remark from each one of us.
Okay,
Yep. If it's truly held as a remark, then there should be no discussion.
if that's what the board wishes.
okay. You okay with that?
I'm good with that. Shane?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion by Maloney, second by Zagami. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are now adjourned.
Good job. That's quick as one.